Hey everybody, I want to share with you a really important piece of career advice. This piece of advice came from my grandmother, who I called Oba-chan. And the advice goes like this: if you want to get ahead in life, don't make money with your hands. Let me repeat that. If you want to get ahead in life, don't make money with your hands. I have to explain a little bit about, the backstory of my grandmother. She was born in 1895, was born in Japan. She came over to the United States in 1917. She was 22, she came over here, knew no English at all. Around her, what she saw was other Japanese Americans who were making money on the farm. So they were planting crops, tending to them, harvesting them, all of those things. Really, really hard work. What she realized was that you can make money doing that, of course, but if you want to make more money, what do you have to do? You either have to work harder or you have to work faster or work longer hours, and that's how you'll be able to make more money that way. So instead, she realized that the way to get ahead is to make money a really different way, and that's right here. To make money using your head, to use your brain. She and her husband, my Oji-chan, my grandfather, actually started up a men's department store in Stockton, California. It was called Tabuchi's Department Store. And through that, they learned how to make money, of course through their hard work, but by using their minds rather than just by using their hands. I'll give you an example of me, myself, using my hands, and it wasn't to make money, but it was to make something. This is a true story. I just finished making this, but this box is actually made for a good friend of mine who owns a mochi and manju confectionery here in Sacramento. It's called Osakaya. And they ended up with having these boxes, and they actually use these to put their mochi in, their pounded rice, and they use this box to then make a mold, and then they cut it up and piece it out and so forth. One of their boxes broke, so they asked me if I knew somebody who could make a new one. So I figured, you know what? I've got my two hands, I've got my tools, I've got a little bit of know-how. I took wood shop when I was in middle school. I could make one of these boxes. So I did. If you look at this box, it probably took me all of, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 hours to make it. Not very high tech, not very valuable actually. I don't think anybody would pay more than like $5 for that, but it took me about 6 or 7 hours to make. My point on this though is that I used my hands to make something. And while I didn't actually use this to make money, in order for me to make more of these, it would take more time, it would take more effort, and that's how I would multiply my effort and my results. So my grandmother, my Oba-chan, told all of us to make money with your brains rather than with your hands. I want to provide a disclaimer with this also. Many of you are in positions where you're making money with your hands, or you know lots of people who are making money with your hands. And certainly this world would come to a complete stop if we didn't have people who were making money and working with their hands. So think about it. If we didn't have plumbers, barbers, chefs, people who are sewing clothes or making houses or any of those things, we would not exist as a society. There are lots of honorable jobs that are done using your hands. However, I just go back to what my Oba-chan said, which was, if you really want to get ahead, if you want to multiply, maybe 10x, 100x your own personal capability, then use your mind instead of your hands. All right, so I'm going to leave that with you to ponder. But if you're thinking about going into a career, majoring in something in college, or making a career change, do think ahead and listen to my Oba-chan's words, which was make money with your brains and not with your hands. All right, thank you everybody. Take care.